Figures R, S, and T are all scaled copies of one another. Figure S is a scaled copy of R using a scale factor of 3. Figure T is a scaled copy of S using a scale factor of 2. Find the scale factor from T to R. For me, the best way to do this problem is to sketch, because with an image, I'll be able to do my work better. So I'm going to draw a triangle. This will be figure R, and I'm going to give it side lengths of 1. From here, I'm going to use the information I have about figure S. It's a scaled copy of R, and I need to use a scale factor of 3. So this means I need to multiply the side lengths by 3. Well, 1 times 3 is 3, so I end up with a triangle with side lengths of 3. And that's figure S. Then I have figure T, which is a scaled copy of S using a scale factor of 2. So that means I'm going to go from S to T by multiplying by 2, and that will give me side lengths of 6. 3 times 2 is 6. So 6, and 6, and 6, and that's T. The question that we're asked is to find the scale factor from T to R. So now that I have an image, that helps me do the problem. And what I will do is think about how I can go from T to R. And I'll be working by setting up a ratio where I have the scaled measurements over the original. So in this case, I might take this side length here, which is the base of the triangle. That will be my scaled measurement of 1. And I'll put that over my original. Now you need to use corresponding parts. So corresponding parts means the same part, but in the other triangle. So in that case, that gives me 6. So we have a scale factor of 1/6. That makes sense to me because I'm going from a large triangle to a small triangle. And so I was expecting to have a shrinking scale factor. And I would know it's a shrinking scale factor if it was between 0 and 1. And in fact, the 1/6 is between 0 and 1. So I think that this gives me more confidence in my answer because I can see that I have a scale factor that's causing shrinking, and that's what I was expecting to have happen. If you had the wrong answer of 3, I'm wondering if maybe either you misread the problem and you didn't realize you were working with T to R, and maybe you thought you were looking at R to S. So that might be something that caused you to use the wrong numbers, and then to also perhaps forget that you should put the scaled over the original. And so maybe you said, well, I have 1, I have 3, and I would multiply by 3 to go from 1 to 3. And, you know, that's all true, except what we need to do is scaled over original, which would give me 1/3, or in this case, it actually gives me 1/6 if I'm using the correct values. It's also possible, maybe you were looking at different numbers. Say you were using the numbers from triangle T and maybe triangle S, and you thought you might subtract. So there are lots of reasons why you might have gotten this wrong. We just have to make sure that, number 1, you're paying attention and using the correct sides, and number 2, you have the correct measurements when you, in this case, I drew a picture, you didn't have to, but make sure you're using the correct measurements, and then that you're using scaled over original to set up the ratio.